Just want to go over this very lucrative opportunity that I found on ticker XBI, which is the ETF for biotech, just the index for biotech basically. And there is a bar pattern that's playing out and repeating itself over and over. I know in every asset there's bar patterns that repeat, but this one is a very lucrative macro bullish setup. And it's been playing out very, very closely, even just for day trading. And I'm just gonna go over that real quick. So basically, what you see on the left side of the chart, and then on the right side, this is what's repeating itself. And I have these little areas kind of marked out of what is happening and what parts of it are actually following. So starting on the left, but first off, real quick, just looking at it without doing any analysis, it literally is like just visually look at it and it looks super similar, the left and the right side. So I'm sure you can already see what I'm talking about without even getting into it. But coming down from this top, we do this little, descending channel type of thing, just like we did over here. I have this little consolidation as well. That's also up here. I didn't mark it out though. And then we come down. It's a sharp drop into this support zone, right? We double bottom here. And one thing as well, bar patterns, they don't play out perfectly every time. Just so everybody knows, I know this. It's not always going to play out perfectly every time. The overall direction is what we're getting from this. So this bottom right here, I'm attributing to this bottom. And then we spike back up and we top out here. And then we come back down after breaking this kind of like steep uptrend, just like we did over here. And then we go through a little bit of a consolidation period, head up again, making its kind of second top. So I guess we can call this sort of like a double top, just like it did over here, consolidated. There's that top again. We do this little V-shaped pattern, which makes it higher high. Just like here, V-shaped pattern, heads up and breaks above this downtrend, this kind of macro downtrend. So it breaks above it. That is, I'm not saying that's like buy side liquidity inducement. We're not looking at smaller time frames, but that's kind of like a major bull trap. So this is on the daily chart, but still, like, we break above the downtrend just before we have this kind of like capitulation event, just like we did over here. And then we do another V-shaped pattern with this bottom and this one. Head back up from here. And then we do this little kind of uptrend, but let's just say it's kind of like a head and shoulders, kind of like a weird one. But you see this top here, head back up, another top, and then we pull back here. And then this is where we're at right now, this area. So I'm going to break it down a little bit more closely. Okay, so I put these split screen right next to each other. Both of these are XBI, okay? This one right here, so these are colored, so you can kind of like see which one is which. So the purple is for purple, black for black. You get the point. So right here, this is where it gets very juicy, because I've already been playing this bar pattern out and just trading it every single day, following these setups. Like literally a blueprint. This is current price action. This is back in 2020. Like you almost couldn't even tell the difference from how similar they are. But basically, let me put this down to like, let's just do like the 1 hour time frame right here. And we'll put this, okay, this is already on the 1 hour. So we can see this bottom. Hold on, let me zoom out. So we have these two tops, right? Which I'm attributing to these two tops. Then we downtrend, break down, downtrend, and then break down hard. Kind of double bottom our way out of that, double bottom our way out of that, and we break above that downtrend again, right? Which is that green top, break out of the downtrend, make another green top right here. And when we pull back, we make a low, we head up again, low, and then break out. Low, head up again, low, and then break out. By the way, that noise is the fan on my Mac. These Macs are so loud. But basically, following closely, still, like very similar patterns. And then we head up again from this point, which I put the orange circle for this one and this one. So all of these moves I caught, by the way. literally just by following the bar pattern. I didn't even add like any strategy. I just used my basic support and resistance zones and breakout, retest, resumption, all that. So we have our top here, and then I shorted this thinking that we were going to have a pullback, which we did. We had one drop, and I waited because I knew this would be the second drop. And bar patterns don't really follow super closely on the smaller time frames like the hourly, but this one is like bar for bar, which is crazy. And when we head back up again, that's that orange top. We kind of do like a little V, just like we did over here, and then I shorted right here, took profit, and then I attributed this drop where we do these little, it's kind of like double top before we head back down, is this double top right here, and then we head back down. And then I'm attributing this bottom to this one. So what happens after this point? Let me zoom out for you. This is on replay mode on the left side. This is all the way back in 2020, but this is like the top right here, right? So, and I did a little bit of messing around to see what kind of profit we'd be looking at. And this came out to like 57%. So I did some averages over here, pulling from top to top and, comparing it to this side over here with the bottom to the top. And I came out to an average of 83%, meaning each pump we had on the current price action is about 83% of the size of the pumps that we've had on back in 2020. So that was the average. It came out to 83.333 repeating percent. So I did that for this kind of 57. I had to like 55%, anywhere between like 53 to 57%. So 55%, 83% of that came out to 36%. And LABU, the ETF, which is the bullish 3x leverage ETF correlated to Biotech. So it does 3 times whatever XBI does. So if we're expecting a 36% move incoming, I put the line up here. The bar pattern doesn't really, because I had to shrink it down a little bit to match our price action more. But this red line is the percentage right here. So right here came out to 36%. 36% times 3. That's what we're dealing with here. It's not going to be exactly 36% for sure. That's just a number I came out to. It could be a little bit higher, a little bit lower. But, we're looking at a 2x, possibly over 100% return on LABU in the next 88 days. I also measured the time sequences here. I don't want to get too far into it because I don't want to make the video super long. But basically, I measured all the times here for these moves correlated to here. And I came out to this movement here being 88 days. So I came out to the day August 28th of this year. We should be at this top according to all of this bar pattern. Obviously, we don't know if this is perfectly going to play out, but I'm going to follow the overall direction on this and just apply my TA strategy to the overall direction. I'm already DCA'd 50% in here on this bottom. I got in yesterday after hours, like right down here. So already just in a little bit of profit, but stop loss going to be below this support, and I don't have it fully pulled, but I'm literally just going to hold this for 3 months. I never swing trade this long, really, unless it's like crypto or something. But I'm looking like those ICT guys with their 1 to freaking 400 risk to return ratios. But I mean, 13.41, not too bad, right? I mean, I don't go for those types of trades ever. This is just going to be a long-term swing trade, so that's why my risk to rewards are usually like a 1-to-1 or a 1-to-2. But yeah, that's besides the point. This is the move I'm expecting for XBI. I would be taking the trade on LABU, which is a 3x leverage ETF version of it. This pattern is repeating itself. I mean, it's very easy to see that it's repeating itself on the macro and on the smaller time frames. It's all kind of rhyming with itself. So this is a really good setup, and we're literally at the final point of this move happening. So it's a very good risk to reward, because if we just deviate from the bar pattern and just start heading down, I'd be like, okay, it's deviating from the bar pattern, it's not going to follow it, I was wrong, whatever, move on, right? Just take your small little 2.7% loss, right? As soon as it starts proving us correct and breaks above this kind of range we're in here and starts heading up more, and it's confirming the bar pattern, I'm going to be adding more to the trade as the price is proving me right. So that's the plan here. So none of this is financial advice, obviously, like I have to say that, but this is a really good setup. This is what I'm planning on doing, and I think it's a pretty high probability trade to at least get in like DCA 25% here, DCA 50% total position size on like the breakout, or just as it starts making higher highs and higher lows on the smaller time frames. And then as we fully break out of this range like we do here, DCA in, you're now in 75%, or you could just enter the whole trade here with your stop right below. It doesn't really matter. It's just up to your risk tolerance and how you like to get into your trades. I like to DCA in like maybe twice, like 50 and then 50. I don't want to make it too complicated, but yeah, so that's the trade setup. If you guys disagree with the setup, with the analysis, or you have some other reasons why you think it's going to go down, or if you agree, just put it in the comments. I'll read them and respond to them. And I'm going to be posting a video after this on the BTC macro setup that's going to play out according to bar patterns as well. And I'm going to do one for EGLD, which is a altcoin, which has a really, really good setup. So those two videos will be out after this one as well. But this one is just like immediate short term. I have to post this today because the move, according to the bar pattern, is pretty much already starting or about to start. So yeah, that's the end of the video. More to come.